Hey, Patriots fans, let's dive right into the latest updates from New England because there's been a lot happening that you need to hear about. First off, that last win against the Bills was something that will go down as truly historic. If you break down the numbers, the Patriots came into that game with just over a 1% chance of actually walking out with a victory. That's right, 1.7%, which is essentially saying it was almost impossible. And yet, somehow, against all odds, they pulled it off. To put it in perspective, since the metrics have been tracked back in 1983, only 7 teams have ever managed to win under the same set of circumstances. Teams that were 7.5-point underdogs on the road, losing key battles like time of possession, having lower passer ratings, accumulating more penalty yards, and ending up with fewer total yards than their opponent. That's an elite level of improbability, and the Patriots defied it. It wasn't just a lucky break. It was a mix of resilience, execution, and maybe a little bit of magic that allowed them to overcome one of the league's most potent offenses. Josh Allen played phenomenally for the Bills, and you can't take that away, but New England found a way to win despite all the numbers saying they should have lost. This kind of victory brings a lot of questions with it. Can the Patriots use this as a springboard into something bigger, maybe even a playoff run? The challenge is always about maintaining momentum after a monumental win, because the next opponent is going to come in hungry and ready to knock you down. The Saints are looming on the schedule, and there will be no soft landing. It's one thing to pull off a shocker against the top team, but it's another to handle the psychological aftermath. Will New England be able to counterpunch when the real tests start coming? Can they channel the confidence from the Bills game into a consistent approach week after week? That's the puzzle Mike Frabel and his coaching staff have to solve, and the players have to execute on the field. Speaking of execution, let's talk about Tom Brady's latest top 10. Yes, it's always a topic of conversation when the GOAT weighs in, and this time he stirred some debate with his rankings. At the very top, he has the Lions and Eagles, which doesn't come as much of a shock. But then you see his old team, the Buccaneers, placed at number 3. Brady's ties to past teammates and franchises clearly play a role, and there's no denying the Buccaneers have been performing well, though some might argue top 3 is a stretch. The Bills dropped to number 4, while the Jaguars, somewhat unexpectedly, climbed to 5, which shows that even a former quarterback can be surprised by emerging talent. The 49ers, a team he's tangentially connected to through Bay Area roots, are at 6, the Colts at 7, the Broncos 8, the Packers 9, and of course, the Patriots finally make it into the top 10. It's a strong endorsement from someone who knows the game inside and out. And while the media might debate whether New England deserves that placement at this point in the season, it's undeniable that Brady's respect for Foxborough and belief in the team's current trajectory adds weight to the conversation. The Patriots might not have played enough games to fully justify a top 10 spot yet, but the fact that they're being recognized by one of the greatest to ever play the game is meaningful in itself. Now, moving to something a bit more visual, the Patriots are experimenting with a new jersey combination this coming Sunday. It's not going to be a full stadium wideout, but on the sidelines, fans will get to see a throwback that hasn't been used in years: the white jerseys paired with white pants. The last time this combination appeared was back in 2017 during a primetime Color Rush game. And it's interesting to see the team exploring different identities through uniform choices. Over the past few games, New England has toggled between solid blues and silver pants, trying to find a look that feels right, something that energizes the team and maybe even gives them a psychological edge. The Cowboys have long benefited from a signature home look with their white jerseys and silver pants, and the Patriots appear to be searching for something similar. A consistent visual identity that fans can rally behind and players can feel confident in on game day. It might seem like a small detail, but in the NFL, momentum is often influenced by the smallest factors. And if a uniform can create a sense of cohesion and pride, it could be just the thing to help New England sustain the energy needed for a long season. Of course, no discussion about the team is complete without addressing the injury report, and there are a few names that stand out. Christian Gonzalez has been added back into limited practice, which naturally draws attention because of his importance on the defensive side of the ball. Alongside him, Jalen Hawkins with a hamstring, Anthony Jennings with an ankle, and Kean White with an elbow were all absent from practice, meaning they won't be available for the upcoming game. These absences leave gaps at safety and along the edge rush rotation, which could impact defensive schemes. Cleon Chasen returned to limited practice after a knee issue, and Joshua Farmer is recovering from an ankle injury in the defensive tackle rotation. Marte Mapu, dealing with a neck injury, and Milton Williams with an ankle issue were limited but expected to play, while Christian Barmore and Mike Onwenu were back at full practice. The Patriots are navigating a delicate balance here, ensuring that key players get enough work to stay sharp while avoiding aggravating existing injuries. Christian Gonzalez's inclusion in the limited session is part of a carefully orchestrated plan by the coaching staff, designed to gradually reintroduce him to full-speed action without jeopardizing his health. Having both Gonzalez and Carlton Davis on the field is a significant factor in the team's defensive identity, and keeping them involved is crucial to maintaining competitiveness. The broader picture here is that the Patriots are in a state of constant adaptation. Between improbable wins, shifting player availability, strategic uniform decisions, and navigating the pressures of the season, the team is building a narrative that is equal parts challenge and opportunity. Each week presents new tests, whether it's handling a breakout quarterback like Spencer Rattler, managing rotations along the defensive line, or figuring out which rookie will make a meaningful debut. There are always storylines unfolding in Foxborough, and a mix of statistical improbabilities, player development, and tactical choices makes following this team endlessly compelling. For fans, every practice update, every injury report, every strategic decision in uniform or lineup is part of the ongoing drama that defines New England football. The Patriots are not just playing games. They're building momentum, experimenting with identity, and facing the constant reality that every decision on or off the field can ripple through the season in significant ways. Looking ahead to Sunday, the matchup against the Saints is shaping up to be a real test for the Patriots, both mentally and physically. After the high of pulling off such a miraculous win against the Bills, there's always the danger of a letdown, and that's exactly what the coaching staff is trying to avoid. The Saints bring a combination of experience and unpredictability that can challenge any team, and for New England, it will be about staying disciplined and executing at a high level from the opening whistle. Spencer Rattler, the quarterback for New Orleans, showed flashes of brilliance in his recent game against the Giants, and containing him will be crucial. The Patriots' defensive scheme will need to account for his mobility and decision-making under pressure, while also keeping an eye on the Saints' supporting cast, which has the ability to exploit mismatches in both the passing and running games. The defensive backs, particularly Christian Gonzalez and Carlton Davis, are key to controlling the passing lanes, and their presence or absence will have a direct impact on how effectively New England can disrupt the rhythm of the Saints' offense. The offensive side is equally intriguing. Mac Jones has shown moments of precision and timing that suggest he's coming into his own as a leader on the field, and the coaching staff will likely focus on maximizing his strengths while minimizing risky plays that could shift momentum. The running game, led by a combination of veteran and emerging talent, will need to balance patience and aggression, reading the defense and adjusting in real time. Each snap is a chess match, and Sunday's game could very well hinge on the ability of the Patriots' offensive line to control the line of scrimmage, giving Jones the time and space to make accurate throws and giving the running backs the lanes they need to generate positive yardage. It's not just about raw skill. It's about timing, anticipation, and chemistry between the quarterback, receivers, and the offensive line. Any misstep can snowball into larger issues, so focus and execution are non-negotiable. Meanwhile, the team continues to juggle injuries and limited availability in practice. Jalen Hawkins, Anthony Jennings, and Kean White will be sidelined, leaving holes at safety and along the edge rotation. Cleon Chasen is returning gradually from a knee issue, while Joshua Farmer's ankle situation is being monitored closely. Marte Mapu and Milton Williams are expected to contribute, but in a limited capacity. Managing these absences will test the depth of the roster, and the Patriots will need younger players to step up, potentially giving rookies like Tyler Shuck a chance to showcase their skills on a bigger stage. Developing depth is always a challenge, but these situations often reveal hidden gems, and how the coaching staff integrates these players into game plans could be a defining factor in New England's season. The team's ability to adapt on the fly, making adjustments without losing cohesion, will be under the microscope against a disciplined and opportunistic Saints squad. Uniform choices might seem like a small detail, but the Patriots' decision to bring back the white-on-white combination is part of a larger strategy to establish identity and confidence. The look harks back to a time when the team experimented with visual elements in primetime games, and it seems to resonate with both players and fans. The psychological effect of feeling comfortable and proud in what you're wearing can't be understated. Just as important is the message it sends to opponents. New England is a team with tradition, pride, and the ability to surprise. These subtle factors can contribute to momentum swings during the game. When a team feels unified, energized, and confident in every aspect, from uniforms to strategy, it often translates in a sharper execution and greater resilience in high-pressure moments. The Patriots' season has been a narrative of overcoming adversity, and Sunday will be another chapter in that story. Following the improbable victory against the Bills, there's a heightened sense of expectation, both internally and from fans. Mike Frabel and his staff are managing these expectations carefully, emphasizing discipline, fundamentals, and the importance of maintaining focus amidst excitement. Every drill, every film session, and every practice rep is about reinforcing the habits that will allow the team to perform consistently at a high level. Whether it's perfecting the timing routes in the passing game, adjusting gap responsibilities in the run defense, or coordinating pass rush packages, the Patriots are laying the groundwork for a game where execution is everything. These micro-decisions, often invisible to casual observers, can define outcomes, especially against a team like the Saints, who will capitalize on even the smallest mistakes. Looking deeper at matchups, the battle in the trenches is going to be pivotal. The offensive line will need to sustain pressure against a defensive front that is both quick and technically sound, while the defensive front has to create disruption without exposing vulnerabilities. Edge rushers must time their moves perfectly to collapse pockets, while linebackers will need to read plays instantly and adjust their positioning accordingly. The interplay between personnel and scheme is like a high-stakes puzzle, and any misalignment can lead to big plays for the opposition. Meanwhile, secondary players are tasked with limiting explosive plays while providing support in the run game. The overall cohesion between the defensive units will be crucial, and the presence of key starters like Gonzalez and Davis could tip the balance in favor of New England. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling around the league as whispers of a potential shock move involving safety Kyle DUGGER begin to circulate. Sources close to the situation suggest that the standout defender, known for his versatility and game-changing instincts, might be quietly negotiating with a divisional rival, a revelation that, if true, could ignite tensions reminiscent of a Cold War within the division. DUGGER, who has been a cornerstone of his current team's defensive scheme, has long been praised for his ability to read the quarterback and deliver timely, punishing hits. But insiders claim that behind the scenes, DUGGER's camp has been exploring options that could see the talented safety donning the colors of a familiar adversary. While no official statements have been made, the mere possibility has already set social media ablaze, with fans and analysts speculating on the potential fallout. The move, if it comes to fruition, would be unprecedented in recent memory, as divisional rivalries are often fiercely guarded and player loyalty is prized. DUGGER's current team could face the unenviable task of preparing for a potential exodus of one of their defensive linchpins, while the rival franchise could be looking at a major coup, gaining a player capable of altering the balance of power. Sources insist that talks are still in very early stages and nothing is finalized. However, the secrecy surrounding the negotiations has only fueled intrigue, with pundits noting that such stealthy dealings often signal serious intent. The timing is curious, too, coming just as teams are beginning to map out off-season strategies. Could this be the first move in a larger chess game of trades and acquisitions? Fans are split, with some expressing disbelief that Dugger would even consider a divisional rival, while others argue that professional ambition and the right opportunity could outweigh loyalty. Meanwhile, insiders caution that the situation remains fluid, and the next few weeks could bring explosive developments. For now, the Cold War continues, quiet, tense, and full of potential drama. Kyle Dugger's next move could not only reshape his career, but also send shockwaves across the division. One thing is certain, all eyes will be watching. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.